Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you try, life keeps throwing you back down? That no matter how many doors you open, they all seem to slam in your face? And you start wondering, maybe success just isn't meant for me. But what if I told you, those slammed doors aren't punishment? What if I told you they're guiding you? What if every failure you face is just leading you to your breakthrough? Let me share with you the story of Kola, a young man who faced countless closed doors but learned that every wrong turn was just part of the journey to his true purpose. In a small village surrounded by green hills and rolling fields, lived a young man named Kola. This village was peaceful, with its dirt roads, thatched roofs, and the scent of fresh earth in the air. People here lived simple lives, working the land or trading at the market. But Kola dreamed of something more. While the other young men of the village spent their time playing games and joking around, Kola would often sit alone by the river, lost in thought. His mind was always racing with questions. Why do some people succeed while others fail? Why does it feel like every effort he made was met with failure? No matter what path he took, whether it was trying to learn his father's trade, farm the land, or even start a small business, nothing seemed to work. His efforts always seemed to fall short. Why does nothing work for me? He often asked himself. His parents would tell him, that's life, Kola. Things don't always go as planned. But Kola wasn't satisfied with these simple answers. His heart longed for something deeper. He wanted to know the truth. One day as Kola walked through the village square, he overheard two older men talking. They were speaking of an elder who lived far up in the mountains, a wise man who had the answers to all of life's questions. This elder was known to have once been the greatest painter in the village, but he left it all behind, seeking wisdom in solitude. Kola's heart skipped a beat. Could this be the answer he had been searching for? Could this elder show him the way? Without a second thought, Kola decided he would seek this elder out. The very next morning, he packed his belongings and set off on the long, uncertain journey. The path to the elder's village was treacherous. The roads were rugged, the mountains steep. With each step, Kola's determination grew stronger, but so did his doubts. What if this journey is a waste? He wondered. What if I don't find the answers I'm looking for? But he pressed on. After 3 long days of travel, Kola finally arrived at the elder's home. It was a modest dwelling made of stone, nestled in the shadow of the mountains. The air was cooler here, and the only sound was the wind rustling through the trees. The elder's home was humble, but it felt peaceful, as if time moved slower in this place. The elder, a tall man with weathered skin and a kind face, greeted him with a gentle smile. The elder welcomed Kola inside. The room was warm, lit by a fire in the hearth. Kola, filled with hope and nervousness, knelt before the elder and said, I have come because my life is full of failure. I've tried everything but nothing works. Every door I open leads to disappointment. Please help me understand why this keeps happening. The elder listened intently, his eyes calm as if he had seen many people like Kola come to him. After a long pause, he stood up and said, Follow me, young one. I will show you something that may help you understand. The elder led Kola to a small, dimly lit room at the back of the house. Inside there were rows of doors, some old and cracked, some painted with bright colors and others weathered with age. The room was filled with an eerie stillness. These doors represent the paths you may take in life, the elder said, his voice calm and measured. Some will lead to success while others will lead to failure. But every door, even the ones that seem wrong, is part of your journey. They will teach you something. Kola stood there, confused. How can I know which door is the right one? He asked. The elder smiled gently. You won't know until you open them. But remember this, do not fear the wrong doors. They are not punishments. They are guides. With a deep breath, Kola approached the first door. It was tall, golden, and beautifully carved. Kola's heart raced with excitement. This must be the one, he thought. He reached for the handle and pushed the door open. Behind the door there was nothing. Darkness. An empty void that seemed to swallow the light. Kola's heart sank. This is the wrong door, he said, disappointed. He quickly closed it and walked to the next one, which was painted in bright, cheerful colors. This one had to be the right one. He opened it eagerly, but again the room inside was empty. Dust covered the floor and spiderwebs hung from the corners. Another wrong door, Kola whispered, feeling his hope fade a little more. Again and again Kola tried door after door. One led to a stone wall, another to a broken floor. Some doors led to silence and others to complete darkness. With every failure, Kola's spirit grew heavier, and he began to doubt everything. Maybe life really doesn't want me to succeed, he thought. At last, after trying nearly every door, Kola collapsed on the floor, exhausted and broken. "What is the point?" he cried. "Every door is wrong. Maybe I am just destined to fail forever." The elder stood beside him, his expression kind but firm. "One last door remains, Kola," he said. "Would you like to try it?" Kola, weak from frustration, nodded. At the very end of the room stood a small, cracked wooden door. It looked old, plain, and almost useless. "That door? It doesn't look like it leads to anything good," Kola thought. But the elder simply smiled and said, "Appearances are deceiving. Open it." With little hope left, Kola approached the door. He turned the handle and it creaked open. As soon as the door swung wide, sunlight flooded the room. Kola stepped outside and gasped. Before him lay a beautiful garden, vibrant and full of life. Flowers in full bloom, butterflies fluttering, and birds singing from the trees. The air was filled with the fresh scent of life. Kola couldn't believe his eyes. This is what I've been searching for," he whispered, his heart swelling with awe. "I never thought such beauty could come from that small, broken door." The elder stood behind Kola, watching him take in the beauty of the garden. "You see, Kola," the elder said softly, "life is full of doors. Some will lead you to darkness. Some will lead to emptiness. But each one, even the wrong ones, teaches you something valuable." Kola looked down at the ground, his mind racing with new understanding. He had spent so much time fearing failure that he had failed to see the lessons within each setback. The wrong doors weren't there to stop him, they were there to guide him. With this new wisdom, Kola returned to his village, but this time he was different. He no longer feared failure. He saw every mistake as a lesson, every setback as a step forward. Years passed, and Kola became a successful businessman, but more importantly, he became a mentor to others. He taught them the same lesson he had learned from the elder, that failure is not the end, but the beginning of something new. One evening, as he sat in his workshop, one of his apprentices asked, "Sir, after so many failures, how did you keep going?" Kola smiled and said, "The greatest lesson I learned was that failure is not punishment. It's part of the journey. Every wrong door, every mistake led me to where I am now. So don't fear failure. Embrace it, because every setback is just a step toward your success." If you found strength in Kola's story, remember this. Every wrong door, every failure, is a guide leading you closer to where you're meant to be. Life isn't punishing you, it's preparing you. Keep moving forward, because the right door is waiting for you. Thank you for watching. If you found this story inspiring, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more motivational tales. Remember, every wrong turn is just a step closer to your success.